I looked at the website windy.com, and I could see that today I would get a tailwind, and I'm not giving up a tailwind. So I know a lot of guys do consecutive days a lot more than I am, but this will be the 7th consecutive day. I did have one kind of shorter day in there, so actually a few that weren't as far as normal. So, you know, I was able to recover from those couple bad days that I had. But anyway, hopefully the wind comes and pushes me along. So I had to ride out of Rensselear. Boy, those roads were bad. A lot of traffic, surprisingly. That main interstate goes right alongside where I stayed, and it was quite noisy. But when I had about 4 miles to go to get into town, and gosh, there was it wasn't a great road to ride on, but I made it. And it took me about 7 miles to meet up with the original course, and so I'm on that course now. And I think all in all, today should be in the 80s somewhere, 80 miles. I am a little bit nervous. My tires have usually held air pretty well. I'm really worried about the rear tire. It's starting to get worn out, and I stayed up a lot of the night. I just churn over in my mind what I should do, and I'm trying to figure out, order some tires and get them shipped to a bike store. But today and tomorrow are probably two of the more remote areas that I'll be riding in, which seems weird because Chicago's just up the road and stuff like that. But where this adventure cycling trek goes, there's just not a lot of places to stay. Oh, not today. Yeah, today. Sorry. Yeah, today will be desolate till I get to Wabash. And then there's a couple more jumps. I think it's Howdling and maybe Pemberton. Don't remember the exact names. Those are going to be pretty remote. And unfortunately, I can't find a bike store in any of those. And even if I did, I'd like to get the tires that are made for these zip wheels. I've been told, I'm sure correctly, that you can put other ones on it, but even will a bike store have those? So that's a little bit concerning. But I'll get into Wabash and start making some phone calls, see what I can do, see if I can find the nearest bike store, which would be a bummer because I was hoping to make it all the way to Erie. But I pumped my tires up kind of shortly before I went to bed, so I'd be ready in the morning. When I got up and checked the rear wheel, it had lost a lot of air, so I had to fill it again. I'll probably have to check it about every 20 miles and make sure I'm doing okay. So I definitely need to get that fixed. All right, here we go. Well, the wind hasn't come yet, which I'm still hoping for, but they did predict rain for a couple hours here, but it doesn't feel too bad. I think anytime I go through rain, I'll always remember being in Montana, and that rain there was cold and miserable. This one isn't too bad yet. I still have about 50 miles to go, and it's it's kind of different right now, the territory, and a lot of that has to do with overcast, which is nice, but it just kind of gives a different feel to everything. But it's a lot just kind of community like this, just houses spread apart. Seems like more houses than I'm used to, but not really towns. But it is a lot more wooded too. So in the areas that I've been before, you can see for forever, so you can kind of spot little towns in the water tanks and stuff like that. Now you can't. So who knows, I may be riding past a fairly decent sized community 10 miles this way or another way. I was gonna drive right past this house, but I figured I'd stop and metaphorically smell the roses. Maybe not even metaphorically, but okay. 30 more miles left till I turn off the Wabash. This is kind of cool. I didn't know I was going to be on a bike path. I don't know how long it lasts, but kind of cool. Getting closer to Wabash, about 12 miles maybe. Terrain's really changing. It's gotten a lot more wooded, kind of rolling hills. There's still lots of farms, but just definitely different terrain. Well, I'm riding in to Wabash now. It's 3 miles down this road, so I'll be like 86 miles today. It was absolutely dead calm day. There's a little bit of wind now. It was dead calm all day long until maybe the very end, but it made for nice riding. And then it rained on me 3 or 4 times, but it was not cold at all and felt good. So I'm glad I didn't take a rest day today and made it to Wabash. And I'll get in and try to get some stuff ordered for the bike, order the tires, and also my sunglasses. I had them on front, and they're kind of a nice pair. They have a prescription in them, just a slight prescription, and they fell off the front and I ran over them. It broke them. I can kind of wear them. I'm going to see if I can tape them up tonight. And I also need to order a pair of sunglasses, I guess. But other than those 2 little mishaps, it's been a good day. Here's the Strava details for today's ride. Here's the Strava day map. Here's the overall progress so far on the northern tier.